Alexander Calder, a great American sculptor, perhaps best known for creating the medium of the mobile, once said this: "To an engineer, good enough means perfect. With an artist, there is no such thing as perfect." As a young boy, today's guest speaker marveled at Calder's artistry in motion high above him in the Sears Tower lobby. Today, Calder's original sketch of that very same mobile adorns the wall in his home. It gives me great pleasure to welcome our commencement speaker, an engineer, a businessman, an entrepreneur, an art collector and aficionado, and an alumnus, Andrew Nunemaker, class of '91. Throughout his career, Mr. Nunemaker has risen quickly to leadership positions. Today, he is the CEO for Dynamis Software, which provides optimization tools for healthcare insurance brokers. Prior to this, Mr. Nunemaker served as the CEO of GE's healthcare division in Australia, New Zealand, and Southeast Asia. But Mr. Nunemaker's leadership extends well beyond the business world. He's a very active member of the Milwaukee community and a great supporter of the arts. He serves on numerous boards of directors, including the Milwaukee Art Museum, the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, and the Marcus Center for the Performing Arts in Milwaukee. Mr. Nunemaker earned a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering from Valparaiso University. He continued his education at the Georgia Institute of Technology with a Master of Science in that same field in 1993. And then he went on to earn his MBA from Harvard University in 1998, where he also served as president of his student class. In 2011, Mr. Nunemaker was elected to the Valparaiso University Board of Directors and served as the Valpo University Alumni Association Board of Directors member from 1999 to 2001. Andy, we are delighted to have you here to address the class of 2012. I know in our conversations you have acknowledged throughout your career that Valpo played a critical role in shaping you into the leader that you are today. You know exactly what it means to seek perfection in engineering, in art, and in life, and I hope you will always challenge us here at Valpo to remember that good enough is not a substitute for perfection as we continue to shape future generations of leaders in their common pursuit of truth. Please join me in welcoming Andrew Nunemaker.
Hello, thanks for having me here. In the next few minutes, allow me to speak directly to our graduates. I'd like to point out two advantages you now possess. I'd like to discuss two things that life has taught me since graduation. And for one last time here at Valpo, I'd like to challenge you. Let me start with the advantages you now possess, and let's start with the degree you're about to receive. Remember, only 75% of American kids graduate from high school. Only 54% go on to college, and even fewer, only 39%, earn a college degree. So when you walk out that door at the back of the chapel, you'll be entering the world with a significant leg up. You'll already be well above and ahead of the majority of people your age. Now, I know you all worked really hard to make that happen, but I also know that none of you did that on your own. So what I'd like you to do is take a moment and really think about the people who helped you along the way. Maybe it was a parent or a sibling, a teacher or a professor, a friend or a mentor. In your heart, you know who these people are. You know the help they gave you, and you know that they gave you a significant leg up. So what I'd like you to do is think about how you can thank them. Now, don't do it right away today, because some of them are probably sitting back there and hearing these same remarks. It might not seem as sincere. But think about how you can truly show them sincere gratitude, and then figure out the right way, the right place, the right time to share your feelings with them. As good as it's going to make them feel about the support they gave you, trust me when I say it's going to make you feel even better. Now, the advantage of a college degree isn't all you possess. You're not just a graduate, you're a Valparaiso University graduate. I don't know the thought process you went through when you were deciding where to attend. Maybe you just looked at the tuition and the scholarships. Maybe you went here because a family member did as well. Maybe you did a visit day and it just felt right to you. Whatever the reason, when you made the decision to attend Valpo, you gave yourself another huge advantage over your peers. You see, employers and recruiters all know there's something special about Valparaiso University. We know that Valpo grads have a higher moral compass overall and share in a strong value system. Valpo graduates have stronger company loyalty, lower absenteeism, and higher volunteerism rates. Now, I didn't learn this until well after I graduated. When I was at GE in the 1990s, I learned that Valpo was one of only 20 schools in the entire country where GE had a dedicated executive recruiting team. And there's plenty of other companies that understand and cherish the value of a Valpo degree. I'm surprised we don't talk about this huge competitive advantage more often. But maybe that's just part of our nature and our value system here. Regardless, by your decision to attend Valpo, you set yourself ahead of your peers who went to most other colleges and universities. So congratulations. Your Valpo degree and your education here has given you a head start. But I'm here to assure you your education doesn't stop when you leave this campus. At least it didn't for me. Let me talk about two things I've learned since I've graduated. The first concerns the nature of leadership. I've come to realize over the years that leaders are made, not born. Each one of you has the opportunity to take your highly sought Valpo education and build on it even further, honing your leadership skills along the way. Now, just to be clear, leadership doesn't necessarily mean having the title of CEO or president. Leaders are found in every walk of life. You can be a leader in your household, in your church, in your community, or in your place of work. You can lead by example or through an official leadership position. Your time at Valpo has given you a solid foundation for becoming a leader. In fact, we've had all kinds of opportunities right here on this campus to practice leadership. Some of us did it in the classrooms or labs, in athletics, intramurals, in orchestra or choir, in our fraternity or sorority, in student government or clubs, or even out in the community. I first began to learn about leadership here through leadership roles in my fraternity, Sigma Chi, in the co-op program in Washington, D.C., and in student government and other organizations here on campus. I can't think of a safer environment in which to practice leadership. You know, just think, if you plan a fundraiser and it doesn't really turn out, just take that learning and try again next semester, and then just put the second one on your resume. You know, it's not like you're going to get fired from the club or expelled from school because you tried something and it failed. Well, these kinds of safe environments to practice leadership happen all the time after graduation. Instead of calling them extracurricular activities, we just call them volunteer opportunities. So today I'd invite you, think about ways to continue developing as a leader after graduation. It might be joining a committee at your church. It might be volunteering for the United Way or another community organization. It might be joining a nonprofit board. It might even be helping your local Valpo alumni club. Whatever it is, take the skills you learned here and continue to apply them in all aspects of your life. You know, it's funny, when I first graduated, I volunteered for my church and other organizations just because I thought it was the right thing to do. I didn't realize at the time that I was setting myself up for success. You know, a lot of people think the workplace is the main place to acquire these types of leadership skills. I think it's just the opposite. In fact, I advise spending as much time as you need to at work, but not much more. And that really brings me to the second thing that life's taught me. I think of life as a pie, with the different slices representing the different aspects of life. Slices might represent our career, our family, our friends, our health, our spirituality, our community. We spend time in each of these slices, and at times some become so big they begin to edge out others. And that's really when our lives begin to lose balance. Now, there's probably some times in life where the balance might be skewed temporarily. School is probably one of those times. The birth of a child might be another. But in time, if we fail to bring back the balance, we begin to see negative effects. I personally remember a time in my life when my career slice was so big, it completely edged out family. And I suffered some irreversible consequences. I wish I'd learned about the importance of balance earlier in life. But luckily, it's never too late to start. Now I try to reassess my own personal life balance every month or so as I think about where I spend my time and all of my decisions. Here's what I invite you to do. Start thinking about your life balance now, and join me in reassessing that balance from time to time. You know, when I was a freshman here, I remember thinking I had all the time in the world to enjoy life at Valpo, and then it came to an end all too soon. Well, let me tell you this. As life goes on, it doesn't go by any more slowly. Before you know it, you'll be well along in your life journey, and you'll start asking yourself big, important questions about the meaning of your life. So let me issue a serious challenge. Start reaching deep inside your heart and soul, and start thinking about your true life's purpose. I don't think it's ever too early, and I certainly know that you're not too young to do this. Now, admittedly for me, mine's evolved over the years. When I first graduated, it seemed like my life was more about achieving what the world would call success. In the business world, we measured success with money, power, prestige. But as I started achieving those things, my life didn't necessarily feel more complete. In fact, in some ways it felt emptier. And that's when I really did some soul searching and started thinking about the role I wanted to play in the world. I started living my life so that at the end of my days, the world would say that the world was a better place for my having been in it. And that guides all my actions and decisions today. It's actually part of the reason I'm still involved in giving back to Valpo now. It's given me more personal satisfaction and happiness than I could have ever imagined. Now, I can't tell you what your life goals are, and you certainly shouldn't let anyone else dictate them to you. But you should take the time to dig inside, figure out why you were put on this earth and what makes you tick. And then you should go out and live your life in accordance with your values and your purpose. You'll definitely live a happier life, and you might even live a longer life as a result. So, as you get ready to go out and take on the world, I can't help but feel a bit of envy. Part of me wants to trade places with you and do it all over again. And while I can't do that, I can assure you of what lies ahead. I found the world to be one of tremendous satisfaction. The rewards are greater than the risks. The opportunities outweigh the threats. The pleasures are more than the pains, and love conquers lesser emotions. Now that world's yours. Go out and use your talents to make it better for all of us. Thank you.